And we are back with another stellar MMA Avengers episode. Your boy had COVID at the beginning of July. It was good for 2 weeks. And then I decided to go to a concert, and that dormant COVID sprouted its head. But we're all doing well. We're surviving. We're in separate quadrants on the lovely Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island territory, at Manimal John, at In the Girls Corner, at the Bookies basement. What's up, boys and girl?
What's going on?
Oh, John races in.
Oh yeah, we out here. We back in action. MMA Avengers assemble. Good to be on tonight. Good seeing all your faces.
Does everybody notice how slim and trim John is? I swear he cracked the 70s. It's coming down. The leopard suit is getting iron pressed. It's coming back.
We're gonna watch
Still,
Manimal melt away over these next few shows.
8 weeks out, so every show.
Exactly.
You know,
That's gonna drink away.
All I got to say is God bless Tammy.
I've been a little curt. I've been a little short with my clients too, I think.
No worries, no worries. You were ready to fucking go in the Zoom meeting. So, Kerry, what's going on? I didn't know you're like a professional pool player. What the hell's fill us in with that? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I am not a professional. I would definitely love to go pro within the next, whenever I can, to be honest with you. But my goal is 2 years. Pool's not something that you can, there's no shelf life. I mean, when your eyes go and shit like that, it can get, once their game starts to go down. But since I've been doing jujitsu and training, my game's gotten exponentially better.
Manimal training camp.
Yeah, like my rankings are going up, and I'm, every week I'm just destroying people on the tables, and it feels really good because it's like literally like, just crushing people's dreams left and right.
Amazing, amazing. Harry, what the hell do you got going on?
Not all that much, man. The usual bullshit. Fucking working my ass off this week. Tomorrow, though, I'll be at the Garden for PFL. That should be a fun show. We got their first playoff card of the season. I think it's the lightweights and the light heavyweights. So
Wait a second,
big boys.
They're
Jump
back
in.
Yeah, they're at the Garden tomorrow. First
Do you have to
playoff
have
show.
a vaccine card to go? I know that's like a sketchy thing to talk about, but
Nah,
Excellent
it's not
question. I don't
sketchy,
think
and I don't
so.
think you need it because
I
I'm
don't
not
think you do.
vaccinated, and I was there for Suffolk's own Joe Smith
They
getting
took
demolished
that-
by Russia's.
Yeah,
and
they made
no
me
card
fill
needed.
out like
They
they
took
made me
that
fill out
off.
like an info form, and I didn't have to say anything.
Wait,
about my,
is Kerry
vax
playing us
status.
right here? Does she just want to get us going?
no, I actually am really
Hmm.
asking a legit question because I'll just message them, their PR people, and get a pass.
I was gonna say, if you want their head of PR's email, she's like she's awesome
Yeah.
to work with. She's a dream.
Who do they have over there now?
It's Tawny Cox.
Tawny, she's good.
That's a
Tawny's-
porn
She's
star
awesome.
name.
Yeah, I know
A
Lauren,
little
too.
bit, but
She's
she's
It's such a porn star name.
So wait, are they
she's the absolute best.
John,
So are
what
they-
would your porn star name be?
at the Garden?
What's that, Kerry?
Are they going to do the championships at the Garden?
So that they haven't announced the championships yet.
They got-
This
they
is
got-
the first PFL. This is the first playoff show. It's at the Garden. The next two
Yeah.
are over in the UK, in Cardiff and
They couldn't get
London.
Chris Wade. They couldn't get Chris Wade
I'm-
for the Garden show.
Well, the problem is he's fighting Loughnane, and that had to be in the UK because he's their like the
Wow.
poster
So-
boy.
I do see that they, that it does make sense that they would come back to the city for their championship card New Year's Eve, which would be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, that would be
Although
awesome. I
kind
would
of
love
scorn up-
that.
But I would love that. It was the last couple ones that I went to. It was the best New Year's Eve I ever had because I'm not really a New Year's Eve person, so it made it, that much more cool. We walk out and we're like all hanging out with Lance Palmer, and he's got this big check, and it's like not even a freaking walking down. Great.
Yeah, no,
night.
the championships last year were at the Hard Rock in Florida down there, the Guitar Hotel. Awesome time, awesome experience, like awesome.
Do you need a
atmosphere, so
Vax
much
card in
fun.
Florida?
No, come on.
Heavens,
you don't even need
heavens, no.
Stop it.
Wait, don't come on, stop, because they have pot rules down there that we don't have here. So
The
Yeah,
South
no, like
is very hard
Bellator
on
still.
drugs.
That's a
Bellator
legitimate
still, I had
question.
to upload the Vax card and all that shit. So like, I feel like it all just varies place to place, promotion to promotion. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to none of it.
Bellator is still quarantining guys. I heard of,
Right? Yeah, exactly. I think they're still being pretty strict with the
and
COVID
that's in
stuff.
Connecticut where they don't give a shit.
Right. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
as far nobody at PFL has asked me anything about that this year. So I think I assume that's probably
and that's tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night, first fight's at 6.
What am I doing tomorrow? Nothing.
Friday night.
I can-
Oh, I have a question about PFL. How
Fire
the
away.
fuck do they make any money? I feel like everyone I know
Investors.
goes. That's what everyone says, investors, but
It's all
are they
venture
showing
capital.
any profit for their investors? Because even the richest man in the world doesn't like to lose money for a few years in a row.
If they
It's
got it, there
definitely-
has
yeah.
to be some kind of ROI. There has to be some kind of ROI. Has to.
I think they're still at the point as a promotion where right now the biggest thing for them is growth. I think all of their investors probably know that they're not going to be profitable for
Yeah.
a little bit, like especially after they fully shut down for COVID. They just missed a year of
Oh
fights.
yeah,
Better
fully.
for
So,
them.
like,
Yeah.
right. But so yeah, it's all
Better for them to miss
venture.
a year.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But it
It's all
really is
like
better
venture
for them to miss a
capital,
year.
funny money, guys in fucking suits. So like,
Yeah,
No,
but I mean, I know. I heard what's his name is in it, Kevin Hart. Like they have
yeah,
some.
they've picked up new investors.
I heard they have some massive investors, but I mean, I can't see it being profitable anytime soon.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
there's
think the
great
big
fights.
thing
I'm not
is
saying the fights aren't great, but there's no real showmanship. But I
Right.
do like the tournament format because it's easy for a sports fan to follow.
right. I think it's easier for like an average person who doesn't watch MMA to get into for sure. But
That's why
yeah, I mean,
it
they
kills
just
me that
added-
Joe Rogan kills the PFL format. Because what do the points mean? What I go, dude? You're literally not
it's something
watching the
cool.
show.
It's cool and different, which is good in my book. Anybody doing something new and different and unique, that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, they're adding a European series of shows next year and a Middle Eastern series of shows next year. So apparently next year is going to be like the big growth year. They're going from 10 to 30 shows.
Harry's breaking news, JerusalemOnline.com. We'll quote Harry Mack, fellow Jew. Any legal talk to Harry.
That's
But hardcore martial arts talk. Let's talk to the local martial arts legend, Manimal John. Guys, we got to put this to bed. Charlie Campbell. That was tough to watch.
You know, that fight was reminiscent to me of I've been around fighting for a long time. And I don't know if you remember when Drago fought Scott Smith and he dropped him
Yep.
with the body
Wow.
shot and
Wow.
ran in.
Great
You
callback.
know, I'm going to tell you this. Charlie was fucking that guy up. Listen, for what that fight lasted, it was crazy, intense back and forth with mostly Charlie kicking that guy's ass. And what happened is Charlie backed him up and the guy threw a light jab that kind of stuck Charlie in place. And then he split Charlie's cross. Charlie went to throw the cross and beautiful split cross, flush. Too bad, I mean, Charlie, I seen him train. He's a fucking savage, he's a good kid. But the fortunes of warfare are always doubtful. And the gods of war give the victory as they see fit, not as you see fit. So while I would have loved for Charlie to pick up the win, you don't know what the gods of war have in store. So it's unfortunate to see, but yeah, that guy he fought's tough, threw a beautiful split right hand, which is great when the guy's throwing a right hand at you and you can get off that line and split his right hand with your right hand. It's a beautiful shot. So you can't really, as a martial artist.
The guy landed the perfect punch. You know what I mean?
The
Charlie
split
came
right
out.
hand is a great shot. It reminded me of I was at the Garden. I seen Teofimo Lopez, the number one contender fight he won, and man, he split that right hand, boom, and just fucking dropped the guy. Like it's a beautiful shot when you can get that timing and split that right. And Charlie was all over him. I mean,
Yeah, I think
I
a lot of
really
that
think
just comes with
Charlie has all
cage
the
time.
skills.
I
Huh?
think a lot of that just comes with cage time too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Charlie,
even like think
Charlie
about Matt
smelled
Serra.
blood. Right, he smelled
Matt-
blood. He sold out for the finish. Got a little
Sold
reckless
out.
with his defense and got clipped. It sucks.
So-
It sucks to see, but it happens.
Matt Serra, when he fought Caro Parisian, fucked up the finish. He had the guy dropped and he smothered the finish and then wound up losing that match. And then learned from his mistake in the fight against GSP and measured every shot. When you smell blood and you go in for the kill, it does throw, that's an experience thing.
Well, I
Exactly.
said the same thing Steamroller said. He looked great until he didn't.
That's what
Yeah.
Ray said with my first fight in
He
Bellator.
was doing great until he wasn't. He was doing really great until that. So
Oh man, you were doing good till you didn't.
He seems like he handled the loss really well. He seems like he's
Yeah,
he's
man.
absorbing all the support and he's not like not down. Listening to the Anik and Florian segment. I forget where it was posted, but there's like a 5-minute clip with Dennis Bazookia and Dennis. Same thing. Not blaming anybody. Taking the win, but not contract win on the
I'll
chin.
blame somebody. I'll blame his fucking opponent. That kid came to wrestle. Dennis came to fight.
I
There's
really
nothing wrong with wrestling in a fight. The problem is that kid
Got
was
to do
also
something with it.
That
The
doesn't
only,
mean
take,
that
the only takedown in the fight was Dennis landing it.
Yeah.
that is
You know,
true.
Dennis landed the only takedown.
There was a lot of
But that
wall
guy he
install.
fought was very awkward, even on the feet. He's mad awkward and then falls into you. You know, those are hard guys to fight, actually.
and that
like,
doesn't
that's-
mean that they're not gonna one day sooner than later come calling, and knocking on his door and give him a contract anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
100%.
UFC card in November. Let's go. Fill up the prelims. Charlie, Dennis, and
Can we
Wait,
get
where-
steamroller
where-
on that? November 12th,
That's true.
MSG for UFC. Can we get steamroller on there? You know,
got it. You got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Gotta.
Listen, we're all gonna say this with a hope and a prayer, and we're all gonna get our fucking feelings hurt when they don't put a fucking New Yorker on it or anybody from the island or anybody. So let's call a fucking spade with the UFC. They do what they want when they want.
they don't give a shit.
They could have
Yep.
pulled Kelleher from the card that he was on and put him on it. They didn't.
Right. I mean, the UBS
I
card
know
had
they-
Burgos.
Their last match, their last minute match was fucking what's her face, Ducote and Jessica Penne. That was a last minute call. They could have last minute it for Bola. They didn't. And it's a shitty fucking, it's shitty when you're, when you live in New York and you want to see your friends fight, in the new arena. It just sucks.
Kerry, your girl Jillian's gonna be in the UFC soon.
Well, Jillian at 105.
I was
There's
about to
no-
say,
Never mind.
they got to add Adam weight, man. Fuck.
There's
I
no,
really wish they would have
Cut,
Adam.
cut,
Even-
cut 45 and give me 105 already.
Exactly.
I don't want to be the asshole.
I
in the room.
second that.
Tell you, unless they go to 115, not a girl in Invicta is going to be in the UFC. They all have to go to 115. And that's
Yeah.
why they're all going up in weight class. Michelle Waterson did it. And there's tiny girls out there. So there is room, but then there's also something to be said for, them going too early and too soon. Look at what happened with Kay Hansen. She's back in Invicta, and she's very talented, but too fast, too soon. I have a feeling Corey McKenna might have a short, lived.
Kerry, do you feel that practicing martial arts with your billiards hand in hand is like upping each other's game?
Big time.
My
Big
point is, are you going to compete jiu-jitsu tournament?
Oh, I've been asked by a lot
I
of
want to get
people,
her to compete. I'll get her to do masters. She's
I've been-
beat masters.
by a couple of
White belt.
promoters. I've had a couple promoters ask me, and I keep on telling them it's up to my coach. So I'm like, they all know who coaches me. They all know they could call Manimal and ask him if they want to. But I had Men of War ask me if I wanted to compete. Eugene's like, I'll throw you money. He's like, come on the card. He's like, you'll be a celebrity match. I'm like, God, stop. Like, what are you trying to get me hurt?
Can you get another white belt your age?
Good luck. I mean, if anybody could do it, if anybody could get me a match, it would be Eugene and April. They're fucking fantastic at matchmaking. So,
115 pounds.
yeah, because I'm finally now 116, so I could, shed a pound in 5 seconds.
You're going to have to lose a pound. You're going to be like, I can't lose this pound.
Just
Oh, they
one
do
pound. I
MMA
just-
classes? They do MMA classes or every 9?
Hmm?
What?
MMA weight classes or every 9? Like 109
I
or
think
Oh,
now
I'll
it's like 115, 125.
Oh, okay.
I'd
okay.
have to ask him, but I do
In
have
every 9.
a couple big pool tournaments coming up. So that's, I competing is, for me, it's just competing is competing. I like to keep my brain going. I love to compete in general. So if it's something, and that was a big thing for me with COVID, when everything was closed down, there was no competition, there was no tournaments, no nothing. It sucked. No MMA to go to, no tournaments to shoot in. People were playing in ghost tournaments. I'm like, I don't even want to say the word because we'll get in trouble, but it's the most fucking stupid shit I've ever seen in my life. You're gonna play against.
Kerry, I
yourself.
wish we could bring that back too. You want to use the word gay
Yeah,
to
big
mean lame.
yeah, it's a gay.
We use that word that
Where
way.
is that sign?
Now
Didn't
we
Isn't there a sign on a highway? Isn't it? I think it's in Florida. I think it's in Florida.
Bring gay back.
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah. I think there's a little.
Can we bring retard back? Because it does mean slow to learn.
retard is in the dictionary. It's a legitimate
Slow
word.
to learn.
Slow to learn, right?
The
Developmentally.
fuck is the problem with that? Slow to learn.
Something-
If I'm not
Fun
saying-
fact: before your boy
Hey.
was doing anything, I mean, I guess instruments could be cool. But when I was playing the viola, because I don't know, everybody took the violin.
Instruments are awesome.
It says retard to slow down the playing, and
Yes,
yeah,
retard.
we're all
Yes.
idiots at 14 laughing at it.
Yeah.
But no,
like,
it's a
kids are
legitimate
awesome.
word.
I love that.
I think you shouldn't be afraid of any word. Well, although
You know,
me saying
that
I am
sentiment you
afraid
said
of
has
one-
stuck with me. You said don't give any word power or something.
Yeah, why are you giving
no
that word
word-
so much? And then you're gonna what? Not use that word, and then you're gonna have a bunch of people that are that word that you don't get to identify them.
Can you clarify that though? Like if somebody gives you their word, like, yo, John, let's record at 8. Yo, John, let's meet up at
Oh, we have to
a
be
pit
careful with
stop
that too.
at
I've
2
made
a.m.
errors with that also.
John,
You know, I
we're-
think it's
That's
really hard to be impeccable with your word.
Oh, you really are in the Manimal zone, literally and figuratively. It's a time zone, and it's your zone. I just love that I came up with that. I feel so special.
Like a time zone. Exactly.
The
Yeah,
Manimal
because
zone.
time.
It
what
hit
is-
me like tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll hit
How
you
about
So what are you
MSC,
asking me?
Animal Standard Zone, MSC.
Oh,
The-
it's hard to be impeccable with your word. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to give any
Yes.
word too much power.
Those are the
Okay.
4 agreements.
there? Should
Yeah,
we,
it's
should we
hard
get
to
into
be
some
impeccable with
fights?
your word. You know, Kerry called me out on the UBS Arena one. And
Oh,
I'm
wait. I was going to say, we could get into some fights. And as I'm thinking it, John's like, let's go.
Oh, do I want to argue with you? No, I can't remember
Totally
how
joking around.
adamant I was about
Totally
it. But
joking
whatever.
around.
Huh?
Totally joking around. I don't want to argue. No arguing.
No word has power. No word has power.
None. None.
Well, you don't want to overly give a word power. Words do have power. That's the problem. Then you're going to overly do it. And then you vilify a word too, which is dangerous because then
Words
you
do have
can't
power.
use that word to identify now.
I
Like-
identify
I got to
archetype.
think about this take. I got to
Tiger
think about
shark,
this
Kerry.
take. I'm going to come
Tiger-
back to this.
Come
But-
think about it and we'll come back to it.
Nunez, Pena, the trilogy's got to happen.
I mean,
that
Pena
way.
kind of got her ass kicked in that fight, but yeah.
There's
I'm down for-
Billion other fucking trilogies I want to see than that.
Me too.
What do you wanna see,
I just
Kerry?
think it has to happen because who the fuck else is there at 35? There's no other interesting contenders. There's no other
Harry, you're
interesting fights to
100%
make.
right. Harry, you're 100% right. Drop 145. There's already no one in that weight class.
Literally nobody.
Literally, there's 4 girls. Holly Holm
Well, no.
is
They
ranked
just, got,
4th.
they just got Chelsea Chandler over there, and she's a fucking beast.
That's fair.
I'm
Now you have
actually
5
very
girls.
excited to see her first fight. That girl is fucking scary. And
All
she
right,
could
keep
take it.
45.
Too.
You still got to add 105. It's not right that all these
They're
girls.
never going to.
It's
Unfortunately,
too big a jump, Kerry. It's too big a jump. 10 pounds for a 105-pound girl. Look how hard
I know.
it's a massive jump. It's
And
not
I also
fair.
just think generally, like the skill level at 105 blows the skill level at 35 and 45 out of the water. Just as
Or
far
yeah.
as being technical, being fast, like footwork, all
Oh,
of
they're
the
so
technical
quick.
aspects. Oh, they're lightning fast. They're so much more athletic. Like
Yeah.
just more, it's more fun to watch.
I love watching the 105-pound girls. Great
Yeah.
technique. They only have technique.
You know what?
Right, exactly.
I love all female fights. My favorites are up to 125. Because like look at Fatima and all them, they pull off great fights. So it's like, you know, then 135, it becomes like whatever. But yeah, 125 and under are good female fights. I'm in.
That's why I think the UFC I know you don't think the UFC will add a 105, but they really should.
Should they? 420%. Will
There's
they?
plenty of girls.
No, they will
Tons
not.
of girls from Japan too.
Right. I was about to say, I also think the talent pool is deeper at 105.
Talent
Like
pool-
internationally, you look at Ryzen, you look at Deep, you look at One.
They're all tiny over in Asia. I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical.
You're
But
not
all
wrong.
those girls
You know.
are small.
Shit, they got like a lot of those promotions over there of like men's strawweight, like all the little Thai guys.
Yeah, they have men's 115.
Yeah.
Just,
Kerry,
uh,
that kid Christian who has Logic
Christian.
BJJ, he fought at 115. He couldn't get fights in
He's
America.
10 pounds heavier than me. Walking.
Yeah, less. Yeah, he walks around 10 pounds heavier than
Like
you.
120 something.
Yeah, it's
We're
crazy.
almost the same fucking size. That's
Do you guys think Cejudo at 125, Nunez at 145, Nunez could win?
No, Henry Cejudo's a beast.
I was arguing with this guy.
I don't
my-
think you
my
realize
boy.
how good
Yeah.
Henry Cejudo is.
I agree with you, Manimal. I think a lot of people underrate Cejudo because they don't like the shtick and they find him like annoying and corny or whatever, which
Yeah, the
fair.
guy's a
I don't like the shtick either. But
People
you
don't like
watch,
Covington.
right, you watch him fight. He is so fucking skilled and so good, man.
Like, I'm happy
He's
that
a
Aljo's fighting TJ Dillashaw first and that they didn't bring Cejudo back in. Cejudo, even though I think Aljo has the correct skills to win that fight, what a dangerous fight.
I think that's a tougher fight than TJ at this point in both of their
Yeah,
careers.
I think TJ, if Aljo takes TJ's back, I guarantee you he don't know how to escape the body triangle.
Right.
Go-
And
Guys don't
TJ's
know
right.
technique.
He's 38 coming off a major knee surgery. He's at the point in his career where you generally don't see guys making improvements. You generally see things start to trend in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So
Even
I
that
think-
fight for Corey Sandhagen, I thought he lost.
I agree. I 100% thought he lost that fight. I
You
don't
thought
know
he
how they
lost?
I don't know how they scored that fight for TJ.
It was close.
In my mind,
3-2.
very
I
close.
gave
But
it to Sandhagen.
I'm trying to remember what rounds, but I think I gave 1-3-5 to Corey. I'd have to watch it back, but I thought it was fairly definitive that Corey Sandhagen won that fight.
I remember being like, oh, wow, TJ Dillashaw is tough. Usually, if you think a guy's tough, it means he lost.
Right. Tough is another way, another polite way of saying is able to take a beating.
Yeah. His chin
Oh,
held up.
man,
Yeah.
you're tough. Oh, fuck, I got my ass kicked? Really? Damn.
Meanwhile, speaking of tough, we got the tough finale on this card this weekend.
Oh,
You know, I
crap.
didn't watch this season of Tough.
Yeah, I usually binge right before. Oh,
Neither
crap.
did I, if we're being honest. I did not watch a second of the season. If we're just being honest here, Muhammad Usman has no business being in the UFC. I was at the PFL fight last year where he got absolutely nuked by Brandon Sales, who then went on to fight Dennis Goltsov, who is probably, UFC level or very close to it. And Sales got absolutely destroyed in that fight. So unless Mo Usman has made incredible strides in the last 18 months, however long it's been, that guy has no business sniffing a UFC octagon other than the fact that he shares a last name with a current champion.
You see that? You see that, John? We tell him we didn't watch. He goes, "Fuck you." Spoiler.
Hey,
Usman.
Bro,
Now
I
know
didn't
Usman's in it.
watch.
You didn't
I
watch
didn't
it?
watch either. I just know who's booked on it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
Well,
couldn't tell you a single thing that happened on the actual show. I just know some of the fighters.
You don't watch like them cooking and arguing, and somebody jumps in a pool drunk.
It's
They-
just like,
it's lit-
man, I mean, Amanda and Juliana, that wasn't compelling to me. That aspect, like of them as coaches, that didn't sell me. And
Hell,
then-
it did nothing for me.
right. And then on top of that, like it's heavyweights. So generally, like you're bringing in regional heavyweights. The skill level isn't going to be fantastic by any means. Like, I don't know. I don't think any of these guys are anything special, really. You know what I mean? I didn't see anything from
Heavyweight's
this
another tough
season.
division. All
Yeah.
those guys are aging out now, too. They're going to need some new talent at heavyweight. That's why they did it.
Right. Exactly.
Like, I love Black Beast, but how many more fights can he have?
Not
Right.
a lot.
There's some fun up and coming guys though. You got
Was that
Chris
early?
Daukaus,
Was that
you got-
early stoppage?
It
The
looked
Lewis fight?
early.
See, I didn't think it was that early, man. It was definitely a little bit early.
Did
You
his
could have let that
face-
go a little longer.
Face plant? Did he?
Yes, when you go face
Did-
first into the mat,
I wasn't sure if I saw that.
I cannot fault a ref for stopping that fight when you face plant into the
Yeah.
mat, and he recovered quick. Absolutely. By the time it
Yeah,
got
but-
stopped, he was getting to his feet.
That's damage internally. You know what I mean? Like that could
Right.
be like
And he was getting beat the fuck up before he
Yeah,
went down. He was
yeah,
he was getting hurt
getting-
bad.
But
So
you
I don't have any reason to think. I get it's Derek Lewis. He's had all the crazy comebacks, but there's
yeah, but
no reason looking at
that's
that to think that like
he's older too. You know, so I get that.
right,
I'm
right.
on your. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, there's just no reason to think the fight was going to change if they let that one keep
That's
going.
what I was gonna say. Would it have done any?
Right.
would
He
he-
would have just taken more damage.
Kerry, what's your fight night watch scenario? Do you go out to a bar and then somebody goes, "Oh, whoa, hey, you know your fights. Hey, what's going on? Hey, yeah,
Actually, if I go
Okay.
out,
I got a
If-
Hemi."
that happens a lot. If I go out, but there's really nowhere to go and watch a fight. Unfortunately, you go to we tried Rookies
You
and
don't go
Honey.
to Applebee's?
Dave and
I
Buster's,
love shitty food.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's where I run.
Oh,
to
wait.
Saturday
Hold
night.
on. I got an idea for you. Let me know if you want to do it. We'll make a bar for all MMA stuff, and we'll call it the Arm Bar.
Oh
love-
my!
And it goes right with your nickname, Arm Bar Mitzvah, right?
And the neon arm
Well,
will
but can
flash
we have-
on and on.
Eh.
it'll be what's that girl? Jessica Rose Clark's arm just breaking.
Kerry, you don't know. You're driving this car. John and I are in the back, and Harry's like, guys.
I'm
pick me up."
I'm bungee corded to the roof.
Luckily, I know how to run a bar, so we could totally make that happen. And I know how to run a pool.
I mean, I like playing pool. I got to get my game better because I was sucking last time I
I
played.
told you we can all meet at fucking Rax. It's in Hempstead. It's not far from Brooklyn.
Yeah, and then I'm not right at
Ooh.
all too.
There's a new place that I want to go check out that I was just hearing about called Michael's, and that is out in Franklin Square, which is probably even
That's
closer.
close. Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh my gosh.
I was just out in Law tonight. Yo, I was all over the island tonight. I was in Bayshore, then Huntington, then back in Brooklyn, out to Law.
Dude, you could cut weight from driving. No joke. Like the thinking, like they say, like kids burn so many calories from
If I don't put the
video
air
games.
conditioner on, I'll cut weight in there. You know, that's how I cut weight. My last 3 pounds for my fight at 145.
The
I had,
heat-
Manny African Samurai.
yeah.
So I was like, yo, man.
Oh my God, I'm so racist. I went up to Dell at the Manimal training camp. I think it was May 15th. And I go, Manny.
Oh no.
You're not used to see it. It's like,
You're hysterical.
when you're like, how do you tell the difference between like someone who's Chinese and Korean? And for someone that
Yo,
That just happened.
eating
today.
that all the time, you're like, no, look, this guy's Chinese, that guy's Korean, this guy's from Indonesia. Like you can spot the difference. And Ike is just like so white that he's like, oh shit, Dell must be Manny, dude. Totally different complexions.
He was polite, man. I was like,
I don't
"Yo,
even know
man,
if they look alike.
I seen you.
No,
No, they're the
They
same
just have
height.
a-
though. I'll give them that.
They freaking glasses and a ponytail. There's
Ponytail.
obviously no chance
Wait,
that they look alike.
Zach and Dell confused all the time. I'm like, you look like Adele and you look like a Zach, and it's just your name should be switched.
Oh, the names, but yeah. I
Oh
agree
my
with you
gosh.
actually.
Can I tell you guys the best story? Not at all to do with fighting, although it did end up in a fight. One of my best friends growing up. Oh man, I didn't know her last name forever, so I just put her on my phone as Anna Chink. This bitch grabs my phone one day, and she goes, "Really, Kerry? Really?" I'm like, "Oh."
Oh
She's
my
like, "I'm
gosh.
Korean." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
King, she was like, I'm not Chinese. The
Oh my
fuck?
gosh, that just happened that day. My wife, we were getting sushi. She's like, we're there with the baby. She's like, how old till the baby can have it? In Japan, how old till babies have sushi? I am Korean.
In Japan. Hey, listen, you work at a fucking sushi bar, okay? How long before kids eat sushi?
Thank
Just answer
you.
the question.
Thank
Like
you.
he knows what you were trying to say,
At that point, it's like,
but he got
marry-
offended because Koreans and
like
Japanese.
marry the enemy.
Yeah. And then you're working in a sushi place. You know, sushi's Japanese. No. Korean. Then he's gonna tell you a story about Korean sushi. Stop it.
Oh my gosh.
That's like when I say pasta's Italian and they want to tell me, well, actually, pasta was invented. Shut the fuck up. You know pasta's Italian. Just stop.
That's too
Doesn't
much. Like
matter.
that person who has that anecdote. It's like, stop.
Oh yeah,
Stop.
no, it's like you're that person that just has to be right. If that's where you're going, you have to be right, and it's kind of you're sad inside.
Joe Rogan always talks about, he's like, he had people in his circle that were saying, Joe, you shouldn't see Black Panther. It should be for the Black community. We should
I
just
love
be
it.
They've ever
praise them to go.
heard.
And, like, this is like, what?
Why?
I love that.
Then you're essentially excluding 87% of the population. 13% of America is of
What could
African
you know in
American
percentages, Hitler?
What? Oh no,
fucking
So when you
Mr.
study
Eugenics over here.
I mean, I went for my master's in history, so I study history.
Hey,
I'm
Oh,
reading
no
a great
shit.
book actually on
Okay.
the ghost ship of Brooklyn, a ship used as a prison during the Revolutionary War. Wild.
It's definitely going to be a hipster bar in a couple of years.
Now it's a hipster bar. They're gonna put a ship off the east coast of Brooklyn, and then they're gonna be like,
Bunch of people
$100 cover
complaining.
charge. You got to row out to it. No, they do the whole experience.
Yeah.
British merchants capture you.
Bro,
Wait,
did you see Cynthia's
show up?
post? She didn't even tag me.
nobody will show up. Those people don't know how to row. They
No,
don't-
you're gonna capture them. So what happens is
John will be the only person there. He'll be out going out on his kayak.
in Brooklyn, I think I'm the only guy that has a kayak in East New York.
Yeah, who's not like killing people.
I mean, I don't even people that are killing people don't have kayaks.
They're just walking out there. Kerry, I'm looking up Rax. RAXX. Definitely was former strip club turned pool hall.
Racks.
But,
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Oh, I
midnight.
just got
It's a very nice pool hall, and it's got really good food. It's
Yep.
for a pool hall, it's shocking. Yeah, the food's good. It's a good atmosphere. The tables are great. They're well kept, which is for me like half the battle.
top
After
two drinks:
midnight, does it
Long
turn into
Island
a
iced
strip
tea
club?
and sex
I
on
don't
the
know.
beach.
I don't drink at all. I only smoke.
Kerry's sober for 12 years.
Yeah,
No, 12. I'm gonna be sober 15 years in February.
Wow. Only weed. You
Yeah,
have a
so I'm
caveat
gonna do,
yet.
yeah, so I'm gonna do a big like I don't know. I'm not gonna do anything in February because that month is gay as fuck. So I'm gonna, even though my birthday isn't, it's still like it's winter. It sucks. So I'm gonna wait and do something like in the spring, summer.
When's your birthday?
February 2nd.
Okay, I'm 22nd. We are
Yeah,
very sensitive.
if it was warm, it would be great, but it's not.
Groundhog's Day.
I'll take we could do shots together. I'm just kidding. I'm 14
No, I
months
drink
sober.
shots of cranberry. My friends do me all the time at the pool. They're like, "Hand me a shot of cranberry," because I want to play in the reindeer games. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh. The night I
Because
got
of
COVID,
memories.
I show up at a bar. I was there with my one friend and then other groups of friends were there. So we met up.
The day you got a cold.
I
Just like-
literally told my friend, I go, dude, I've stopped, clean up, progress, positive. Got my nipples hard, explaining my life trajectory. And then all of a sudden we go out to the bar and he goes, oh, guys, no, he's not drinking tonight. We like made it totally awkward. He's sober now. How long you been sober? He made it so fucking awkward. And I was
Oh,
like, my
3
God."
minutes? Great. Good job. How long you been sober? Oh, 3 hours. This guy's been sober 3 hours. Hey, fuck you.
I-
3 hours longer than some people I know.
I fucking pull up with the Becks, non-alcoholic Becks, and they go, oh, Ike's drinking. And I go, no, they're like, oh, and I was like, man, this is awkward. The
As you
first-
were getting it from Raging Al at Jackhammer too.
Oh yeah, he goes, you're drinking Heineken Zeros?
Can
You know what's funny? I don't really drink, and no one ever busts my balls.
Can I tell you a secret though?
Lucky you.
Most of those non-alcoholic beers have a slight trace amount of alcohol.
I agree, because it is
Like
0.0 and they don't
5%,
show you the other
0.05.
decimals.
Yeah, it has a trace amount of alcohol. That's like
It's like
I
0.5% of alcohol, right?
can't drink kombucha tea because it's fermented fruit.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget the first time I had it. I'm sitting there and one of my friends gave me one that she says has no alcohol or anything in it. And it didn't taste like it, but still I get freaked out. But the first time I tried it, I will never forget. I'm sitting there and I had a couple sips and I'm like, why am I getting a warm and fuzzy feeling? Like couldn't figure it out. Fermented fruit.
Interesting.
Oh, I'm drunk.
That'll do it.
I'm drunk off of one sip of a fucking fruit drink. Buzzed. I
No,
haven't
we
had
didn't-
it-
We
It
didn't
was
finish your
lovely.
fight night scenario. So
Oh, sorry.
constant guys hitting on you.
If there's people, the problem is I think COVID made people retarded. So it's like there's no one really out anywhere. So personally, I'd prefer to be able to just like smoke somewhere and hang out and watch the fights. And that usually ends up being either my house or now my stepdad's got one of those projector screen things. So we're gonna start watching them on the beach. That'll be fun.
Nice. I just saw that, the
My
inflatable
invite.
one. Harry,
Well, you
what
know-
the hell? How was that situation watching the Charlie fight? Were you in a good crowd that like knew how to watch
Yeah,
a
yeah,
fight
yeah,
and
yeah,
all
of
the
course.
outcomes? Because dude, that could be so fucking cringy. Like if somebody's like, Oliveira's a bitch when like he falls to his back, and I'm like, dude, stop talking. You're pissing me off. Like, how was that
No,
crowd?
Yeah, man. We were.
See,
we were-
that's a smart move, actually. You see what Oliveira does?
I agree,
He
but you
gets
got
shot,
some
he
people who
just
watch.
lays on his back and pulls his knees in.
right.
You
Well, but
see what
he has the
Oliveira-
benefit of
he got
like
dropped and
knowing.
wanted to get up.
Right.
Right? Oliveira
He wants you in his guard. Like he has the benefit of not having to rush back up to his feet to worry about getting finished. He wants you to
why
dive
get up?
right in.
lay on your back a sec. That guy has to come to you now. Even like sparring
Right.
tonight, I got dropped. I slipped on a trip, and the dude went to get on top of me, and next thing I was mount on him. I was like, now you
There
fucked.
you go.
Now
Oh,
I'm
this-
messing
That happened to me on Monday, Manimal. During
Yeah, you
during
fucked.
kickboxing, I almost blew my fucking knee out. I went to throw a kick and planted, and just I stepped in somebody's sweat, and my leg
so
just went
sweaty.
right out from under me. My training partner was like, "Dude, are you good?" And I was like, "Thank God, I just slipped. I thought I blew my goddamn knee out there for a second, and I would not have been good."
You know, Jacked Ian.
Yeah, that's whose house we were at for the fights for Charlie.
Dude, he
Yoel
catches
Romero?
my leg.
Exactly.
Like
Ike.
2 weeks ago, we're sparring, and you know it's sweaty as shit. He catches my leg and he sweeps my rear leg, and dude, I freaking feet up in the air and landed crazy hard. You know, sweat everywhere. And when I landed, I like slid. I'm like, oh shit. He's like, oh shit. I was like, no, I'm good. I was like, woo.
See,
Summertime, baby. Everyone's getting hot in there.
the last MMA Avengers, I will argue that you are an athlete. You are built for mixed martial arts because I expect you to just say that you did a cartwheel out of that, like somebody picking you up or something. But guys,
On
we
the
have a
day of
minute
the
left. We
competition-
need 3 hours to freaking dive into topics. I think we talked about a couple of fights, but
All right,
this
well,
was
next time let's get on Harry's Zoom and we'll do whatever length.
Say
yes. And I swear, I had the
Let's wrap it up.
pro version for a year. I hate that. I hate
It's okay.
feeling the
Just
Jewish
remind
We
me
got less than a
stereotype.
minute. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, just remind me next time, Mike, and I'll set it up. But yeah, little bit of a lackluster card this weekend, unfortunately. There will
No,
be
but
some
this
fun
was a
fights.
great show. But this was the show to watch.
100%.
Yeah, there you go.
At Manimal John, at BB Harry Mack, at In the Girls Corner or In Corner of the Girls.
Of course,
In the
Harry.
girls' corner.
Okay.
Yep.
At In the Girls Corner, because I know you play something with the letters or the acronyms on Twitter. I
Yeah,
love you
because-
guys. Till next week, MMA Avengers.